The Outlanders Journey. Tier 1, Level 3. Chapter 13. Lasha. You are a witness. 72 years on this earth, and you cannot devise a more fitting word for your role. Perhaps now you are also the last surviving elder, the only living orc with all of your people's passed down knowledge. But even with this knowledge, you have been no better than a passive watcher, having seen more than you could influence. In your most crucial moments, you could not shape the course of events, as your spirit would leave your mortal form, soaring into the clouds, as though the gods willed you to observe through their eyes. Why would Mistra gift us with the powers of the weave, the divine energy of the gods themselves, if we are only a corrupting force? You once asked the deities. There was no reply. When you were a child, the temptation of magic was often too tantalizing to resist. In the secrecy of the night, you would touch wilting sunflowers and coax them to blossom. You would bask in the ephemeral rush of warmth running through your veins to the top of your head. The allure of knowing you could tap into a separate set of laws that were once reserved for divinity. You wondered if Grumpsh would look kindly upon you, a blessed girl who could one day liberate her people from this ancient curse. But the more attuned you became to the weave, the more you could sense the individual threads and seams woven more intricately than any fabric you could sew. You would dream of flying to faraway lands, chasing the flow of this mystic shawl until you reached its ends. You once believed the weave was as eternal, as immortal as Mistra herself. But here, at the edges, you would find massive tears and burns, rapidly consumed by some all-powerful, insatiable hunger. Boils would form on your skin, and hot needles would pierce your muscles and bones, digging into your vital organs until you became nothing more than a mound of rotting, steaming flesh. These nightmares became recurring, and with it, you found your magic had changed as well. Even in the most harmless of effects, you would see, with your own eyes, the threads of the weave being severed, falling away and fading, never to be mended again. And on the fateful night of the great wildfires, you witnessed your burning hands scorch a permanent hole in the delicate fabric. The easterly winds would begin to scream soon after. Strange diseases swept through herds of bison. The drought came. Each year brought more stillbirths and dead mothers. You vowed to Grumpsh never to wield magic again if it would save your people, and yet you could not stop it. Even full forbiddance of magic could not prevent what you had long ago foreseen. In Mok, you recognize his father's stubbornness, an inability to look past his own narrow viewpoint. His magic terrifies you, and despite your insistence and punishments, he does not seem capable of understanding the scope and scale of what he can do. The thread of fate connects the two of you. His abilities, an extension of what you relinquished long ago. This young boy, too naive to know what is best for him and his own people, a harbinger of destruction. You are not sure where you are. You seem to be buried deep underground. The soil is damp and warm. You are curled up with your knees to your chin, like you are a fetus in the womb again. So long has it been since you felt your own mother's touch. Every so often, the ground shakes, and through the tremors, the thread tying you to Mok pulls taut. He is running in circles. He is perplexed and a bit hesitant, but not entirely scared. He seems to be sparring with someone, perhaps multiple individuals. But the situation does not feel dire. His life is not on the line. He is learning. He is transforming. You drift in and out of consciousness, And when you let go, for the first time in decades, you begin soaring across the sky. The winds are brisk. Misty rain sprays across your face as you pass through pillowy clouds. The sun is a bright orange, setting below the hilly horizon. Laughter bubbles out of your mouth, and you realize you are not you. You are Mock. "Do not go," you hear. Below you is the domineering figure of your true self, tugging on the string connecting your souls, the face full of anguish and disgust and longing all at once. In Mock's body, your heart lurches, and you begin to descend from the clouds, flailing your arms in desperation. As the sun disappears below the earth, you spot Ernog's back sprinting away from you. You shout to him, clawing after him, your tears falling up. But you plunge below the clouds, and your elderly self catches you, and the two of you collapse and merge back into one. You fall to your knees, hugging your own shoulders. "Mock, you cannot go. You cannot. There is nothing to be gained should you go down this path. There is only destruction and death." Before you is the unseen lake, glimmering under the glow of the moonlight. Massive and unsullied, just as Orga had discovered it centuries ago. Twinkling stars pepper the water's undisturbed surface. You gaze at your reflection and stare into Mock's face, now older. He has his mother's kind eyes, yet they are focused like Ernog's. He raises a staff in his hands, a vibrantly golden sunflower that bristles in the evening breeze. He holds it out to you and mouths a language that you don't recognize. Tied to the staff is the thread of fate linking your souls. He closes his eyes and unravels the knot, holding the end of the string loosely between his fingers. "You cannot," you say. "Please, do not let go." He closes his eyes, opening his fingers. You scream. Light rushes in through a sudden crack above your face. Hands burst inside, grabbing hold of your shoulders and wrenching you out. You cry out and thrash about, convulsing in this stranger's arms. "Elder Lasha," you hear softly. Soft hands caress your face, and you open your eyes to see Mock's young face. He brushes away the loose soil near your eyes and mouth. "It's okay. You're safe now." The strong arms set you down, and you realize they are Bach's. You appear to be in a foggy marshland, sitting in a shallow, fitted pond. The obscured foliage is covered in vines and jagged roots. Your body is drenched in black water. You hear groaning and stirring, and you turn to find Bolar and Bor sitting up slowly as Maya Lee examines them, wiping their faces. Tears stream down their faces as they hold one another, devastated and relieved to be alive yet again. The loss of everyone they know but each other, wondering why, each time, they deserve to take one more breath than anyone else. In Mock's hands is the staff you saw in your dreams, shimmering even in the scant sunlight. The thread connecting you is still there, faintly glowing, pulled so taut it is on the verge of breaking. "My boy," you say, pulling him in, "you are changing much faster than I can contain you." Maya Lee approaches, plopping herself down next to Bach. She leans into him. With each passing day, you can feel Mock's energy growing closer to theirs. You take his face, rubbing his ears. You pull him in and kiss his forehead. You close your fingers around the thread, and with a flick of your wrist, you sever it. The dim glow flickers one last time as it disappears into the murky water. Mock jolts for a moment, staring back at you with a mix of bewilderment and surprise. His mouth opens and then closes. You rise to your feet, and Bach grabs your arm, steadying you. Perhaps, when you were a girl, you could have found a way to wield the gifts of Mistra if there were other children around. Children with shared powers. What a blessing for Mach to have found these friends from such disparate places. Perhaps, as Ernog so hoped, he is the future of your people. In the period of change, the young ones must adapt first. "Is everyone ready?" says Mach. "I know where Rock is." He raises his staff. The head of the sunflower twists towards the sun, facing a slow-moving stream. He glances at you, and then the staff. "I'm sorry, Elder Lasha. I promise I'll explain everything when we get out of the Feywild." So this is where you are. This is why he is so at ease, so confident. You nod. "Take us where we must go, my child." And as the six of you wade through the waters, you feel a strange lightness in your step, as though you might take flight at any moment. The era of your authority, your life experiences, now coming to an end.